has identified aircraft, oil and gas, and services related to aircraft as the area where the US can increase its exports to India, while the food, pharma, and the marine products are among the segments where the country can target a bigger pie of the US market. While Modi is saying the Make in India scheme is going well, in this he is trying to pick up anything from import to export from US to India. India has done the exercise in a move to improve trade from both the countries, as two countries have been embroiled in a series of trade spats and are in the talks to resolve those issues. We have done a preliminary exercise and suggested that the aircraft, oil and gas, and the service related to the aircraft where US exports could increase, and it has increased, said an official. India's export to the US in 2017-18 amounted just $47.9 billion, while the imports were just $26.7 billion. The US wants the trade to be more evenly balanced. These areas will help improve trade in the medium term, and the government is in the process of identifying areas to expand trade. We have been discussing a trade package of mutual concern. There is no such trade agreement as a free or a preferential trade practice, said an official, someone behind Trump. The gems and the jewelry, apparel, paramedicals are India's major exports to the US, while the mineral fuels, aircrafts and its parts, nuclear reactors and edible nuts are the key items from the import of America. However, in the first 6 months of the year, US exports to India have risen by 28% by year, while India's exports has been sinking down to the US. India has maintained that the two sides have not fixed a target to bridge the trade gap, as both countries have limited ability to commit a trade value for the future years, as more trade would be done by the private parties. So what do you think of India saying yes to everything of US asking, including the aircraft, oil, gas and other nuts and food related items, while Modi is saying he need to export to other countries and to Make in India scheme is going well, while India is importing everything from other countries. In New Delhi, the Trump administration will share a list of its trade issues with India next week, as the two sides seek to iron out their differences over the bilateral trade that have arisen from the tit-for-tat tariff actions in the last few months. This was agreed at a new round of talks between the two countries in Washington, said an official that all issues were discussed. They were talking of general things, we wanted of specifics. They will send us a text of what they want in the next week or in 10 days, told an official to Economic Times. While preferential benefits to the Indian exports under the US Centralized System of Preference or the GSP and America's higher tariff on steel and aluminum were discussed at the talks, the US officials were also curious about the concession that China has offered India under the Asia-Pacific Trade Agreement. Last month, China has said it would reduce or cancel the tariff on imports of 8,549 types of goods from India, South Korea, Bangladesh, Laos, and Sri Lanka. The goods include the chemicals, agriculture and medical products, soya beans, clothing, and steel and aluminum products. India and US will now take the discussion forward through the emails and video conferencing with low-high likelihood of traveling to each other countries. This was the first round of talks after the senior officials from the US trade representatives met the Indian officials in Delhi for 3 days last month. The two countries are keen to resolve the issues before India retaliatory tariffs worth of $235 million on 29 American products, in response to US decision to raise import duties on Indian steel and aluminum, coming into effect on August 4. India has also demanded the market access in agriculture, automobiles, auto components, and engineering goods, and pressed for the reception of duty cuts for 5.6 billion US dollars worth of goods under the US GSP. India's exports to US in 2017-18 were $47.9 billion, while the imports stood at $26.7 billion. The two countries haven't fixed a target to reduce the trade deficits and have the two-track approach to decide their trade issues. The first is to resolve the immediate concern in the short-medium terms, and other pertains to explain the bilateral trade in the long run. Washington has challenged India's export subsidies and tariffs and is opposed to Reserve Bank of ruling on data localizations to ensure the firms operating in India to move their reserves to India. The two sides also discussed the issues of oil, but not in the context of Iran, said some officials. Earlier this week, the delegation from the US met External Affairs Minister of India, who are here to discuss the US demand for India to zero out its import of oil from Iran. As of today, US said it is working with the partner countries, including India, to help them identify and avoid the engaging in potential sanction against or activity under the Countering America's Adversary Through Sanction Act, or the CAATSA. The State Department asserted that it is fully committed to implementing CAATSA, under which the sanctions kick in against the countries that purchase significant military equipment from Russia. Some officials spoke to a news report. We have discussed the CAATSA with the official of Indian government, and the United States is working with our partner, including India, to help them identify and avoid engagement in potential sanctions activity. India and Russia are potentially discussing an oppose or a sanction against US on aluminum and the steel import in WTO. So what do you think of India warning US by giving the problem list to hope India to avoid trade war with India? Whether India will go with trade war with US, or US will surely possess a sanction to India against Russian and Indian ties. India has overtaken Germany to become the fourth largest automobile market in the world. The latest global data shows the automobile sales, including the passengers and the commercial vehicles in Asia's third largest economy, grew by 9.5%, the fastest among the major global markets. Last year, to more than 4 million units was sold, outpacing Germany's 3.8 million vehicle sales, which rose by modest 2.8% in the same period. India's passenger vehicles are demand led by the utility vehicles. Sales volumes of Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza and Hyundai Creta remained strong. The new launches in the segment included Tata Nexon, Jeep Campers, Volkswagen Tiguan and Skoda's Kodiaq. The government's thrust on infrastructures, stricter tab overloading bans, macroeconomics, environmental buoyancy expected to keep the momentum strong in the 2018. Here are the top 10 lists of largest automobile market in the world of 2017 and 18. Ranking from 10 to 1. Canada at 2.08 million, Italy at 2.19 million, Brazil at 2.24 million, France at 2.60 million, UK at 2.96 million, Germany at 3.81 million, and India 4.02 million, Japan at 5.24 million, United States 17.58 million, and China with whopping 29.12 million of sales. There has been a tremendous recovery of upper percentage for most of the countries in the top 10 except UK, Germany and United States, while Germany doesn't have any fallen, or Germany has little bit of 2.8% increase, while United States and UK are getting decrease on the automobile sales by largest numbers of minus 5.4% and United States gets minus 1.6%. So what do you think India becoming the fourth largest automobile market in the world? Can India keep up the momentum in the coming years, or India will become sometime sooner than 2 decades to become the number one largest economy and the number one largest automobile market in the world? Post your comments below And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on social networks and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching. This is WC Daily. Think big, think different. Bye.